Well, that was a whooping, Michigan fans. It's almost like the game is easier for you to play if you know the plays. Weird. But, had a 23-game win streak going on at the Michigan Stadium. Well, that's been snapped. Also had won 41 of your last 44 games. Add another loss to the pile. First team since 1948 to be consensus national champs. That was 2023. And in 2024, one of the things that I had been saying was the days of your cupcake non-conference schedule are gone. They are over. It is done. You're going to have to play real football teams in your non-con to show us what you have before you get into the Big Ten play. And Texas is a real football team. And Texas basically annexed Ann Arbor for the entirety of the game. It's one of these where it's not just that I was watching Gunnar Helm, of all people, run through you like a hot knife through butter. It's that you could not move the damn football. It's almost like your whole plan was Alex Orji needs to be the starter or take the starting job from Davis Warren, and he didn't do it, and everything else has gone into the tank. As much as we love Davis Warren's story, and we do love Davis Warren's story, like Cap, he's not supposed to be your guy. Alex Orji is supposed to be your guy. And because you missed on quarterback, you are up a creek, man. It's one of these where Quinn Ewers is showing you what it looks like to have a pro-style quarterback, and Steve Sarkisian is running through Wink Martindale. It's Wink Martindale got to be like, how come I get the job when Connor Stallion just got to go away? Because I'm looking at this, and Texas is basically doing one of the most disrespectful things you can do in polite society, and that is showing up to someone's house as a guest and basically refusing to take your shoes off, turning on the television, turning to ESPN, cranking the AC down to 62, going in your refrigerator and drinking straight from the milk jug. And you couldn't do nothing about it. Not a damn thing. You could not get into the end zone. You could not stop them running the ball. You couldn't hold them to your customary 400-yard total offense. And it was not as if Texas was at full strength in this one. As a matter of fact, Texas is down 2 scholarship running backs before the season starts. Jaden Blue was in and out of this game. But you know what? Quintravion Wiesner was like, hey, look, I got it. Jonte Cook was like, hey, look, I got it. Ryan Wingo on the end around looking like Xavier Worthy. And Michigan Stadium was getting, the student section was empty by the mid part of the fourth quarter. Didn't nobody want to stay and watch that. So like Clemson, you are paying a high price for just not getting your quarterback evals right. And now it looks like Michigan might be meat for the Big Ten. I'm not kidding. What I saw from USC against LSU, what I have seen from Ohio State so far, what I saw from Penn State, even though they tried to make this into a ball game against the BGs, can't make this into a ball game against the BGs. What I have seen from Oregon, that might have been a fair fight. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm looking at this program. I'm going, is Michigan gonna get back to a Big Ten championship game? And it's like, hey, look, we won a national championship last year. Cool. Then I don't want to hear nothing from you. You know what I'm saying? If that's your energy, if your energy is to be on a beach somewhere with your 2023 shiny trophy, great, awesome. We ain't got to talk about you no more. And you made that simple for us. You made that really simple for us. As I'm looking at the stat sheet here, I am amazed at just how dominant Texas was against a Michigan team that had built its entire identity around smashing Sherrone Moore's word, a man who was working without a contract. Smash. No, that's what Texas did to Michigan today. Smash. That's a route combination that Michigan could not stop from Texas. I'm looking at Quinn Ewers, who was 24-36 for 246, 3 TDs, ho-hum by his standards. But you couldn't get home not one time, not one sack, not one sack for Wink Zero Blitz Martindale. It's almost as if Texas is a real offensive line. And that Texas defensive line that everybody was talking about was going to be so bad, it didn't look bad to me, dog. Looked like they was giving Davis Warren fits. 2 interceptions they caught from that man, and they sacked him once. But the thing that got me is Andrew Mukuba Sr. has made that secondary into one that absolutely goes. And by putting that senior on his back, he's letting everybody know I got mouths to feed. And because I got mouths to feed, everybody knows the players with mouths to feed hit harder. That's just the way it is. Daddy's hit harder. He got his daddy strength early, okay? Now he is waylaying Michigan with that daddy strength. I'm looking at Colston Loveland, who also fumbled a football, and he don't never fumble no football in EA Sports College Football 25 Ultimate Team. Why can't he fumble football there? Why you got to fumble it in this game? Because I'm getting cooked by Colston Loveland in that game. But is it that Donovan Edwards can only show up if there's an Ohio State jersey in front of him? 8 rushes, 41 yards? Why isn't this man getting fed the rock over and over and over and over again? I was expecting this man to be the second coming of Blake Corum, of Hassan Haskins. So far, 7 has not been that dude. I needed him to be the alpha in this game if they were going to win it, and he was far from it, man. We've seen more passes. We saw 28 passes from Davis Warren before the game ended, dog. Like, I'm looking at this, and I'm really having to ask questions of, what's your game plan now, Michigan? Who are you? Like, we know who Texas is now. We know that Texas is a great football team who looks like the kind of team that can compete in the SEC championship game. Don't know if they're going to win it. Don't know how good they may or may not look by the time they get to Oklahoma. Oklahoma's going to have to play Houston later tonight. And then Tulane, who's giving Kansas State the what for and the how now, so I'm not excited about that game neither. But now that I got a really great read on Texas and I got a really great read on Michigan, one looks ascendant, the other one looks descendant. Texas feels like 2017 Georgia. They are on the precipice of the pinnacle of the sport. Michigan feels like it's about to go back into the tank, dog. Like, after this game where you scored just 6 points, and I caught so much hell from Michigan fans going, I didn't know that a 20-point win against Fresno State was close. It was 16-10 until the fourth. Why y'all make me do that? You know what I'm saying? Why you make me put you on Front Street like that? You knew what time it was. You scored 6 points. 6 points in damn near. I'm offended that Michigan fans believe that I was not watching enough Michigan football to make this declaration, but you didn't show enough against Fresno State. And everybody's going, Fresno State's a good football team. When Jeff Tedford was head coach, when Kalen DeBoer was head coach, they ain't head coach there no more. It matters. Take a look at your man. Y'all are a good football team. Jim Harbaugh was head coach the last 3 years. Connor Stallions on the team. Now you ain't got Connor Stallions. Jim Harbaugh took half the staff with him. They got the OG of the defense calling it now, but Wink Martindale ain't never done this in college at this level before. Neither is Sherrone Moore for that matter, not for an extended period of time. Now we are in a place where Michigan has an identity crisis. Who are you in 2024? It's not enough to be just Michigan men. You got to be smashing Michigan men. The idea that Kenneth Grant and Mason Graham could get stymied is not one in which you thought you were going to live. You didn't think you were going to live in that world. Will Johnson, I thought that dude was supposed to be the second coming of Charles Woodson. It ain't been that way so far. So we're looking around, and we're watching how Texas ho-hum their way to a huge non-conference win and a top 10 win against a Michigan team that had not lost a football game since 2022. And now we're talking about a Texas team that is looking every bit like the kind of football team that can give you the what for and the how now anytime they want to. Michigan, you got some things to figure out. I think Texas is just where they're supposed to be, where we thought they were going to be. We thought that was going to be a playoff team. We thought they were going to be great. Now, Michigan will get back good, I hope, against Arkansas State. And Texas, they'll go up against UTSA, which might give them a little bit of a hard time, get a beat down on L.A. Monroe, and then start off their SEC schedule 1-0 because they got Mississippi State. This is going to be really interesting, and as far as how we talk about the Big Ten and the SEC going into the college football playoff, when we start talking about those teams that are 5-12, because remember, 5 through 8, they get home games. So you have something to play for it, and you're not out of this, Michigan. You're not out of the college football playoff. You're not even out of the Big Ten championship because you ain't played no Big Ten games. But if this is indicative of who you're going to be, you're looking at getting down into the nitty-gritty. Again, your schedule, I mean, we're talking SC, Minnesota, Washington, bye, Illinois, Michigan State, Oregon, Indiana, Northwestern, Ohio State. It's there for you if you can figure out how to get Donovan Edwards going, and if you could turn Davis Warren into the kind of guy that can just go spin it. But I don't know that he's the kind of guy that just can go spin it, because I ain't seen him go spin it yet. Still waiting on this man to throw for more than 200 yards in a football game. So far, it ain't happened. It ain't happened, and I don't know that it is going to happen. 5.4 yards per attempt ain't going to get it done, dog. If you like the channel, please subscribe. We're up to 103,000 people that watch this show, or excuse me, that subscribe to the show, and over 500,000 people watch the show over the last week. Pretty outstanding stuff.